One. Ladies, gentlemen, and MVs, we are back here at the booth at this Valpo Overwatch Academy NECC finals here. I'm your host, Diadem. I'm here with my co-host.
What's up, guys? I'm Sal Sushi, but Simon.
And we are super excited here. Today, Valpo is going to be taking on the 3 seed, which is University Illinois-Springfield. We're moving on to our first map of Samoa, and we're already kicking the action off strong. We got the energy in the booth today.
No, yeah, I'm feeling it tonight.
If you aren't here recently for this, Valpo Rocket League just took home their own finals literally like 10 minutes ago. So we are starting off not only on a good note, on some good vibes, good energy, but we are the 1 seed moving into this match, so we are the favorites going in, but that does not mean this is going to be a cakewalk. University of Illinois Springfield has been putting up numbers in their past games, so we are excited for a close back and forth match, and you know us here at Valpo, we love a good fight. We love a good fight. But we are going to check out our starting roster for Valpo. Is going to be Ramon and L at DPS, Kirakuki at tank, CQ9 and Era J as our supports. You've seen this roster a lot this whole season, and they've been performing extremely well, obviously taking that 1 seed and moving straight into the finals with a 3-0 victory first round, 3-1 victory second round. So these guys have been dominant all year, and hopefully that will not stop now.
One thing right off the bat that I really like about Valpo's comp is that they decided to put Ramon on this Bastion here, and the reason I really like this is that double is rolling out on the Pharah, so this hit scan is going to be exactly what you need to take control. And honestly, it just opens up a lot of options because if Bastion,
yeah, the wall and then the immediate anti right after is going to be huge, but Pharah pushes up a little too far, going to be punished by L. Ramon's still just shredding in the back, going to be able to find 2 there, and L is just walking up. You do have no support from your healer here, as both your healers are down or at least respawning, so Valpo going to have to back up at least a little bit on this first objective. That May wall just pushing onto that point is so huge. When you're running these kind of comps, right? We saw this not only in our varsity game as well, but when you have that kind of May comp, taking point on objective is, or taking, space on objective is so huge because it just sets you up to wall. So walling tanks is going to be so huge. You have the anti on L right now. Kirakuki pushing up, trying to create a little bit of space in that backline. Going to be able to toss the E, just get a little bit of a slow. Buttercup taking a lot of damage, and Ramon being able to shred out Alex right there, picking up a kill and popping immediately. L looking for something in the backside, going to get the speed up to walk back onto the point. But Valpo taking the first capture, or excuse me, the second capture, and 15% on the point here.
Valpo did a really nice job of taking space. They know what they're looking out for now. Very nice Shuzu coming in for the anti. Double killed themselves. I don't know what happened there, but Leon opens up the gates. And now, they're just pushing onto point right now.
Oh yeah,
Kirakuki just trying to block. You know that there's so much damage coming through, but they are antied, and a grab did come through in the backline. But it looks like it's all Leon right now, able to find 2. Able to find 3, and now Valpo is forced to regroup.
Hit a little bit of a clip there on Kiriko. I respect that. I'm a Kiriko player myself. I love hitting those right clicks. You know me. But Valpo going to have to just reset a little bit. 39%, definitely nothing to laugh at here. Being able to take more percentage, at least in their first objective cover. So being able to group up, make sure they're not staggered, give yourself a good fight. You just have to be careful you don't run into the same thing here where you walk on point with Maywall. We appreciate the follows, all of this, right? All the support is needed for this game. We need all the energy, all the good vibes going in because we have the beam dropped in from Juno. Pushing onto this point, the anti going to be cleansed by L here. Still holding the Blizzard, looking for any kind of angle. There's the Blizzard out of the side of Illinois. They're still pushing. Ramon will be the first one to fall. Kirakuki dropping pretty low, but will still have the healing to be able to back out at least. You could kind of retake this fight because there's a lot, but no, not with L down. L and CQ9 falling. Air J stuck in the back with L, and they will finally back up.
That was really unfortunate because what was really huge about Valpo getting the 39% was it bought them time to look for this fight, and the side of Illinois, they were forced to use 3 ults. They used Grab, they used Gates, and Nano. So with the ultimate advantage, you would think that they'd be able to push forward, but beautiful antis have been coming through by Uzumaki. But there's the Gates, as well as a very aggressive Blizzard, trying to push forward, trying to cut off escapes. Lots of damage is coming through here. Burning
really
bubbles.
nice
Double's going to be popping barrage here. Able to find 2, but L's able to find Buttercup. CQ9's able to find Double. And now it is all Kurokuki popping the Annihilation, pushing forward. And they are able to find the team kill.
No, that was huge. You saw Farah immediately went back, right? You pick up that double kill, but because Farah is so deep in backline, CQ9 doesn't die to it. You have enough that you've created space on point. You push up, you have a ton of area control out of your ults, and you just make use of it. Kurokuki popping off there in that front line.
That being said, Leon does have Gates back again, and I mean, Gates is nothing to laugh at. 50% attack speed. There it is.
Oh yeah, there's the Gates open.
It halves your cooldowns as well. Going into this Zarya. There's the bash. There's the bash and airstrike. Double does find Ramon, but CQ9 immediately trades back, and now Valpo is just trying to stabilize point, but no one is on, and Illinois does get the cap. L jumps on ice blocking, trying to stall this overtime for as long as they can. The Nano does come out onto Buttercup though, and Buttercup's grabbed. I don't think they were able to find anyone. Kurokuki does find both of Illinois supports, which is massive. Damage Lex forced to use the ice block, trying to back up. A beautiful timing by L, finding double headshots. CQ9 pops the Ray, trying to keep this fight on their side.
Great fight, great fight.
Finds double.
That's
and
what I'm
you
talking
love to see that.
No, that is huge. You'll be able to just kind of incorporate, right? You had the Gates dropped early from Illinois. You back up. You only take 1 death out of Ramon, right? Ramon gets back in the fight because you drag it out long enough. Even through the Nano and Grab being able to dodge that, the Suzu being huge out of that to pull Kurokuki away from the Grab, it just gave them kind of everything they needed. And L immediately going to throw the Blizzard down, 96% on point. Kurokuki going to drop the first one. L finds the second one. Ooh. Ramon finds the third. And then they kill May before the ult goes off. All that's left is Buttercup on point, but I don't think they'll stay long. The bomb's going to be huge, and Valpo clears it off for a quick take at the very end. 99%, 100%. Valpo starting off these finals with the very first map take.
Oh, you love to see it. I mean, it wasn't looking great at first. I'm not gonna lie. When Illinois they were getting that percentage advantage, and Valpo was trying to walk forward with their ultimates, but were immediately just attacked back, and they couldn't find the space they needed. But they rallied. Yep. They were able to be like, okay, this is what's happening. This is what they're doing, and we know we can deal with it.
Yeah. I legitimately, we knew this was going to be a really, really back and forth game, but those kind of last moments from Valpo are exactly what we've been seeing this whole season, right? These guys make adjustments. There's a reason that the scoreboard is 3-0, but we always say these guys know how to fight hard, and it's because those 3-0s aren't earned with 100 to 0s, right? They are earned with 100 to 99s, 100 to 80s, right? They are overtime wins, but these guys just keep pulling through, and you love to see it because we're moving on to the second map.
Leon does swap off of the Kiri and does opt for the Mercy. A little bit of pharmacy action going on, and damage Lex instead of May turns on a Junkrat, going for double AoE. And the key thing to know just about this Farah Junkrat comp is just there's so much damage being pumped out, especially if Buttercup is able to find that early charge. I mean, if you need any like proof of the damage being put out, Double already is 85% to a barrage, and
yeah, no, that's huge. I mean, Double's just been able to kind of lob from that side, right? Biggest thing they were facing was just getting kind of out team fighted that last attack. So when you go a Junkrat Farah comp, pharmacy especially, you're looking for picks, right? You are throwing projectiles downrange and you are hoping one of them lands. that is the whole point of your comp, and Mercy keeps you from dying early in those team fights. So if you can just stay full health to get to that point, you'll win any poke comps. But RJ with a really nice headshot right there, gonna be able to open up on that right there. There's the barrage, gonna be able to take out one. Double finds the second one, but L's gonna be able to finish that off. It is going to be 2 kills to 2 kills, but the revive is going to even it out for Illinois. Illinois now pushing in this backline. RJ gonna be able to jump out, and Valpo will have to just back up. This first capture taking a really, really big chunk out of Valpo's kind of economy here. 46% already on the point.
No, yeah, something really unfortunate that happened was while they were kind of playing this very neutral game looking for those picks, Illinois was able to find the capture really early.
Yep.
So this whole time that they are doing this, they are just racking up percentage. Trap coming through, popping arms, just looking for the block. That's going to be a bubble out of Buttercup, though. And they're saying enough is enough here. Opening up gaze, trying to find some room. So much damage is being pumped out, though. There's going to be the artillery strike as well coming up from Ramon. So much damage is being put out. Trap is coming out, but damage select's dropping very low. The nade will find them for a little bit of health, but will not be enough as Cookie pummels them. And now it is all Valpo with control of the point, and they do get their first cap.
Oh, we're gonna have to just back up here. Or not back up, excuse me. You're gonna have to just try and group with Kirakuki pushing off this backside here. As you're gonna immediately, the nano is popped, so Kirakuki is going to answer with that ult, and we're gonna have the Juno beam pop down. Still just playing on this point. L's gonna be able to drop one though. Is still walking in the back line. He's not finished yet. Looking for the second one. The Helix rockets are gonna find it. Looking for the third in the air. Finds the third. L is just tracking him. The revive coming out from Mercy as well, trying to dodge, and there's just not enough support right there. Although the capture point was in Valpo's favor. Illinois is going to take it real back here. 80% on the clock.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate right there. Kirakuki pushed just a little bit too far and walked outside of Juno's Ray just for a little bit, but that little bit was just enough for Illinois to be able to find that opening, and now they're marching on to point because they know that they need to force this into overtime. Illinois racking it up 97-98. Nice. That's going to be overtime, but Ramon finding a nice kill onto Double Leon will get the res, but forcing out res this early is still massive. There's the barrage and there's the tire. Illinois has ults and they just want to use them right now. Buttercup finds L, Double Dutch finds CQ9 in the back, and that's going to be the grab coming out, finding both, and it is all double AoE right now.
Ooh. Alright, hey, that's fine. Illinois Wesleyan going to be able to take map 2 here. Not the worst thing in the world, right? Obviously, need something to deal with that pharmacy, right? It feels like they were finding some kind of picks on it, but it was, excuse me, it wasn't before Double already dropped like 2 of Valpo's backline, right? So I think they're going the double hit scan, right? Obviously to try and deal with it, but there's definitely something that needs to be, something that needs to finish off that Mercy, especially because not even on the first picks, but then it's first pick and then Mercy gets revive off. Right, that's like, it's the worst feeling because you push that and then you push up off of that pick. Mercy gets the res off. Nobody's there to actually answer that. So we're gonna have to see. Moving on to this third point already. We are locked in. We are dialed.
Ramon, thinking about the Reaper for a little bit, but swapping back to the Bastion, and we are going to be seeing Buttercup swapping off of the Zarya for the first time in this on this map and opting for the Junker Queen instead. This damage boosted Pharah is just getting so much value. I like this high ground being taken by L, just trying to force them out, but there are so many projectiles immediately getting taken down to 100. Kirakuki is able to push forward though.
They're still looking on that top side. You can see both the DPS for Illinois are just falling really, really low, but not being able to pick off any of that. They're still playing kind of really grouped in that back line. You can see Double popped off to the side, gonna have to drop down, going to half health. Valpo still pushing around this corner. Gotta make sure you don't lose this pick war first. Ana in the back line. L's gonna be able to find the right click right there. That's the first kill. But there's the Mercy revive. You can see the reload right there is gonna stop it. Mercy gets the res off, and now you're pushed up again, and that's gonna be a pick for Illinois, but Kirakuki's going to try and trade it off. L is going to drop it in return. The trap is going to stick Kirakuki, and he's not going to survive for long. Both the healers are in the back line. RJ falls, and CQ9 is all that's left. Just going to have to hop on point and drop here. Valpo loses another objective here. I mean, those Mercy revives are just so disgusting. You see, Ramon just ran out of ammo right
no,
there.
it was just tragic because you could tell like all he wanted to do was just stop that revive, but he just had to reload and watch. It was just absolutely tragic. Yeah. But Double with this Mercy Pocket has been building ultimate so fast. I mean, already, like, with the side of Valpo, everyone's about halfway to their ult, while Double already has Barrage, so...
Yep. Ramon's just going to bounce himself out back there. it's so rough because now, right, obviously you're running the pharmacy comp, and they kind of swapped Zarya up. Because
Oh.
Zarya likes Mercy support, right? Oh,
the
but you're going to have
Mirage.
the ult in the back line there. It's going to be able to drop L. Nobody else falls to it, but they are playing super aggressively here as RJ also falls. Kirikuki going to be forced to back up. Ramon drops. All that's left is CQ9 and Kirikuki in the back line. They're just going to speed out. No. What I was going to say is Zarya obviously likes Mercy, but
Mhm.
with how Double has been performing and how Damage Alex is kind of lobbing, you need that Mercy to stay in the back line to res them. So you need something with a little bit more sustain on your own. I think that Junker Queen fits that really, really well. Junker Queen also a pretty good answer into at least like Ramatra into that 1v1, right? So I feel like that is a good swap for Illinois, but Valpo is still trying to look kind of for the answer here, feeling that it's more just
Nano
about how they're playing
Rampage.
it. Yeah, there's the Nano Rampage right there immediately.
And it's
Kirikuki blocking
absolutely
the back, but
massive
it's not
too.
gonna
I
do
think it
much.
hit
That's
5
4, yeah.
or 4. And yeah, right now it is all Buttercup with that Rampage, and L is
Oh, L looking to
freaking
the
out
sky.
right now.
He's praying right now to anybody trying to listen. Do not kill him right now. It is not gonna happen though. They are gonna drop. But
Yeah, that
Valpo.
Nano Rampage just does so much damage, especially if you don't have Suzu, because for anyone who doesn't know, Junker Queen's ultimate Rampage, if it hits you, not only does it inflict bleed, which heals her, but it also antis you, so you cannot be healed. And Yon is
nice
going to be
deletion.
popping Valk damage.
Ramon was able to drop the Riptire there, but 2 fall for the side of Valpo. The anti-hits on Kirikuki. They're still pushing the back line. There's the Kirikuki ult as well. He's going to find one. Looking for the second one on Junkrat. Junkrat not going to survive. Oh, he just didn't get that last shot. He turned around the corner. It is overtime. Going to be able to finish that off. Double jumping back on point here. You're going to be able to change form again. You still have the cooldowns, but there's just the solo ult right there. And Valpo not going to stay for long. That is going to be first round. Going over to Illinois-Springfield. Whew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, biggest thing I feel like right now is obviously Illinois-Springfield made the swap up of their comp after first map losing that, and Valpo just didn't have an answer for it. Yeah, this is just a nasty rampage,
yeah,
and this
look
is
at
the
that.
part where L starts looking to the sky for help. Yep, there it is.
Just send help, anybody, save
please.
him.
I don't blame him in that situation. I'd do the same thing. But no, I think that name of the game, and we saw this during our varsity finals as well, is finding the swaps.
Yes.
Right, kind of targeting champ pools is such a big part of Overwatch competitive, right, in esports, and these kind of swaps are so important to just know that I like the idea of double hit scan into that pharmacy, right? You have a lot of damage where Farah just has a hard time like kind of reaching up to shoot anything. But if you're not able to finish that Mercy off in time, or you're not able to take positions that more mobile hit scans or more mobile DPS could offer you, then I think it might be a little bit rough. So Valpo hopefully going to make some swaps up. What do you think, Simon?
I mean, it's exactly like you said. Like, going into that first round, the comp that they were running, it did find success, yes. But after the second round and eventually that third round, you could just tell that what they were running, Illinois had adapted to it, and it just wasn't going to work anymore. But if Valpo can find those swaps, I mean, I don't see a reason that they can't just pull this out.
No,
And you also have
definitely.
to keep in mind, this is a best of 7.
Yeah.
That was just our first round.
Exactly. That's why I'm not at all like down or dapper. I'm making jokes about the loss, right? Because I know that Valpo's got this. We got 7 games in this series. It's time to start shaping up, right? You got a feel now for what they want to rock. They tend to swap pretty quickly, so if you know that going into the next map, there's all the confidence in the world to you. So we're gonna keep up the energy here, keep up the energy in chat. We appreciate all the follows, all the likes and comments, and we will catch you guys at the start of Game 2 of this series. And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for the start of our NECC Finals, Game 2 here at Valpo Overwatch. I'm your host, Diadem. I'm here with my co-host,
Sal Sushi.
and currently Valpo is down 0-1 in the series. This is a best of 7, so we are in for the long haul here. We are in and locked in, and obviously somebody's cooking something because we are going to Blizzard World for our second map. Both Simon and I in the booth are just thinking to ourselves, who picked this map? Who did this?
I mean, it's definitely the first. I mean, like, I've streamed quite a few Overwatch games. So this is the first time I've seen this. But we're gonna be seeing Ramon off of the Bastion and onto the Soldier and Kirakuki instead of the Ramachu's gonna be on Malga and CQ9. Giving the Juno to Era J and going on Moira themselves. Buttercup pulling out the Orisa for the first time. Double being like, hey, this Pharaoh is working wonders, so we're going to run it back again with the Pharmacy. And Damage selects back on the Mei. I really like this Mei pick.
Yeah, honestly, the Mei pick is really solid on this map because there's so many corridors. That's like one of the most annoying parts about Blizzard World, but for Valpo, it's not like the first pick of a comp change that I would choose, but I do like you giving yourself a little bit more movement than the Bastion.
I agree.
Right? I think Sojourn has a lot more repositioning, especially to finish off that Mercy that was being so annoying that first round as well when you need to, but the wall's immediately going to pop up with the Orisa stun. It's kind of the combo you're looking for, the anti-hits on Kirakuki. He's just going to try and wait this out, have a little damage. L is trying to create space on the side, and Kirakuki is going to hit to the corner, but Ana is immediately going to hit, then the sleep from the side. Uzumaki is just hitting a clip here as they are going to push back immediately. CQ9 just trying to heal up Ramon, get him out of this. RJ going to fall. Ramon the only one left in Valpo, still stuck in the corner here, not going to be able to find any picks on that first push.
And it is Double and Uzumaki all the way. Uzumaki going, you know what? I'm taking matters into my own hands
I'm
right
the
now.
damage now.
finding the two. I mean, Ana does do a nice amount, and Uzumaki right now kind of going uncontested on some of these sight lines, just kind of free firing them.
Yep. I mean, we're just going to have to see how they push in, right? Obviously, the wall made it a little bit annoying, so the DPS tried to find an off angle, but when you get snapped on that hard because of how grouped this team is right now, it's really hard to find flanks, right? So unless you have some big area of effect, it's usually better to just try and find these 5v5s up front when you don't have that kind of damage profile to finish off somebody really quickly on a flank. You're going to immediately, there's the Orisa right there. Kukuki just trying to bounce out, not going to be able to find it, and then the ult in the backline as well going to hit. Not going to pick off anybody, though. The healing's going to be disgusting here from Valpo, although RJ falls. Ramon and Ella are immediately going to trade too. Ramon finds the second one here. A double kill, and then looking on point for the third. Peeking around, trying to make sure nobody's in the backline, and then just going to try and finish off Buttercup here. Going to find that Ramon and L popping off. Ramon with the triple kill. Going to find Valpo their first capture of this map.
I mean, you'll love to see that. Just, you know, you didn't want to get held for the first point, but you really like to see how Valpo dealt with the constant spam, and as soon as they started committing onto Kirakuki, the DPS were like, oh my gosh, we have all this space, no one's looking at us, and Ramon just going in there, not missing any of those railgun shots.
Yep.
Buttercup will be opting off of the Orisa after dropping the Terra Surge and opting back onto the Zarya.
I do love it, right? We talked about earlier how playing. Oh, excuse me. We're gonna have the Juno
aggressive
drop
Ray going.
They're gonna push up, get the damage buff, gonna take out Uzumaki, and then Buttercup being stuck in the corner as well, jumping on Kirakuki's head. This ain't Mario, buddy. Kirakuki's gonna find you. Leon gets the revive off, but Kirakuki immediately finishes the Mercy. The ult coming out of Malka here, and that's just gonna trap them. Mei drops 2, and that's a clean team kill for Valpo, although the respawn doesn't say it.
No, yeah, wow. That was really nicely done by Valpo. A very aggressive Ray forwards, and Kirakuki with a very aggressive cage as well, finding 3, and, you know, once you're in the cage, you're just not allowed out.
Yep. I really like that call from RJ right there to just drop the beam immediately because you found the angle to push up and take that fight, and you've literally given yourself 2 next chapter. But L immediately going to pop Tactical Visor, still looking in the backline, Double taking a lot of shots, and Double going to be able to finish him off from an off angle. Not going to get any kills out of that Visor, so it is rough because Double is just going to wreak havoc on your backline now. That's a triple kill, that's a quadra, that's a pentakill for Double, clearing out the whole of Valpo. Valpo gets 1 team kill, Double is like, you know what? I got this one.
Yeah, Double is getting tired of it. Double is like, you know what? Y'all have pushed far enough. We need to y'all need to stop with that.
Yep. No,
Double.
I don't blame him right there, being able to take those kills into his own hands. You see L tracking him up there. Gonna try and knock him down the Zarya bubble. Gonna keep Double alive for a little bit longer, but Valpo is going to try and escort themselves onto this point here. You got a lot of percentage, right? You got a lot of time left, excuse me. You got 2 minutes left. L gonna take an off angle here on the left. Gonna look for anything. Not gonna be able to find it. Ramon still on this backside. Has overclock ready, right? Pretty much overclock and CQ9 being up right now, ready to go. Excuse me, it's the
Coalescence.
Coalescence. That's it. I was about to say Transcendence. That's Zenyatta. they're all similar.
Oh, but Damage Lex is going to be dropping the Blizzard. I don't think it's able to find. Oh no, never mind. I found Ramon. Double is dropping very low though, and Double did burn it at the Kiryu-Cookie, but I think Leon's going to be looking for the res as well. Damage Lex dropping very low. Leon does still have the Valk. Uzumaki does still have the Nano. L is being very aggressive, trying to find these kills, but overextends just a little bit and is walked on by Damage Lex. Kiryu-Cookie is trying to stay alive right now. CQ9 pops the Coalescence, trying to keep them alive. We do not get any huge. We don't get to see the Cole, but you know.
Just imagine it's there. Ramon pops ult. Yep, the overclock in the back line. He's going to find the first one. Mercy looking for the revive in the butt. The speed is just going to be huge, and he gets Double back up. And then the ult coming from Zarya is just going to be a clean wipe up. Oh my goodness. Valpo just getting kind of slowed down in that fight. And then because of their ult percentage is not going to be able to drop anything here. As L kind of left up on the point, just trying to die right there to get the respawn. 45 seconds left on the clock. It's going to slow him down for a couple of seconds, but I think Valpo can still string together a pretty good fight before we pop off.
40 seconds is still enough time to look for one last team fight, and you know the payload is not very far from this checkpoint. That being said, the fight went on so long that Damage Lex already almost has another Blizzard. Double's about to have another barrage damage boosted, and there it is. Finds Ramon. Kiryu-Cookie dropping very low. Not quite able to find the kill though, but is critical. Double just keeps on going. Manages to find Kiryu-Cookie, manages to find L, and that is a triple kill right now for Double. Buttercup walking forward, finds Era J, and they stopped them right there with only 10 seconds.
Yeah, they just do not have an answer right now for this far.
I don't think that they will be able to get this.
Double is putting up like MJ numbers right now on this.
Yeah.
This is disgusting. You got MJ with the flu numbers. But, Valpo gonna have to try and find an answer here again. Where we're in another round where you swapped off. You still have two somewhat hit scan. Right? I'm gonna count Soldier in this hit scan. I think
she's technically projectile, but the railgun's hit scan. So like you know,
like you play for the railgun.
Yeah, everyone
that's
plays
pretty
it
much
like
what
she's
play
hit
for the
scan. You know,
exactly. You play Soldier for the railgun. But
and if you don't play it for the railgun, you're just lying to yourself.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
like be honest, you're either
let's be real here.
Yeah, you're either not playing it correctly or you're one of those like mercy gun only people, which at that point you deserve jail. Like I don't trust you. I don't want to talk to you. So I'm not taking your opinion. But Valpo gonna have to go on this defense here. Gonna swap. Still going with the double hit scan. But L gonna be off Soldier here and on this Bastion.
And Buttercup is going to be off of Zarya as well and going Roadhog. This is going to be very interesting. I mean, I would argue that this is probably the highest damage comp that you could run if you can. I mean, obviously, this is a very aim heavy, but Sojourn, Bastion, Malga. I mean, I don't think you can find any more guns if you tried.
All you need is you need a Lucio instead of Juno here, and you literally have a full damage comp. At that point, you are just trying to outstat everybody on the enemy team.
Yeah, right now this comp is screaming that Valpo is like, hey, we will do more damage than you, and you will have to take it.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That being said, though, Double is back onto this Pharah, and I mean, so far, like, any death has just been rezzed by Leon, and, I mean, seems like Illinois just knows, like, hey, this is their win con, and Valpo already dropping high ground and giving it right now. So much damage is coming through from this spam, though. Both of Valpo's heroes dropping very low. Buttercup finds the hook, line, and sinker onto L.
Oh, jumping the Maywall actually saves Ramon there for a little bit, but Double gonna make sure he doesn't survive for much longer. The healing's not gonna be enough. Double finds that kill. Pharmacy now in the back line, just trying to prop this. QQ9 being able to drop his own healing here, trying to look for Leon. Kiryu-Cookie just solo on this ult, but Double finds a cleanup right there, and Valpo again dropping to this comp.
Yeah.
Not gonna be able to find it. That's gonna be first capture for Illinois here.
Yeah, with 3 minutes on the clock, gonna be more 5.5.
Yep.
Ooh, and you hate to see that, but I mean, it's not over quite yet. I mean, it's a long hold, but it's definitely not unheard of. And I mean, right now, Valpo just needs an answer to this Pharah, because right now it is all double.
Yep. I mean, you're still playing around this corner, right? In Blizzard World, I think if because obviously Valpo had first pick on map, right? I think this is the map pick for Illinois. I think that's how NECC rules work. Which actually, now that I think about it, I was like, who picks this map? Pharah players pick this map. That's why. They're just playing Pharah.
Oh, yeah.
That is the whole point. You play Pharah and you get this high ground. But you're going to see right here, point 2, exactly why they're taking it. But L immediately going to pop out, not going to be able to hit the hook for Buttercup. And they're just shredding. Double is trying to just apply damage on this left side. Nobody is fallen yet, but they have just taken a lot of space. CQ9 swapping to the Ana, get a little bit of hit scan damage, hopefully. The anti-hits on Kurukugi going to force him back up. CQ9 gets pushed out and the whole hog comes out. Now, Buttercup is going to jump first to L, though. Double drops the ult. CQ9 going to be able to finish it off, though, so you are going to trade 1 for 1. You are at the advantage right now, and I think that is going to kill their push, at least initially, for Valpo. But Kurukugi is going to make sure that doesn't end right there. Oh my goodness.
That was tragic.
I just saw that was an execution.
Yeah,
they didn't even fight.
No, May was begging for their life, and Kurukugi just looked them in the eye.
Yeah. That was the equivalent of like May laying down her sword.
Yeah.
Just do it. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, but CQ9 fighting a nice early pick on a double, and you know, maybe this on is exactly what they needed. The anti early on was able to find its way onto Buttercup, onto this Roadhog, and L was able to melt them. CQ9 does have the Nano, L has the Airstrike, Ramon has Overclock, and Air J is gonna have Ray. L does pop the artillery strike, is not able to find anything though. Buttercup flanking, the hook does find L, but they are not able to die. Does get nanoed. So much damage from this Nano Basher is being pushed forward that they will not, that the rest of Illinois will not be able to push forward. The grenade fighting Uzumaki, and even though the Nano was found onto Buttercup, like we were talking about, there's just so much damage coming forward. Era J barely able to keep CQ9 alive. Does die to Buttercup though. Buttercup fighting both of the supports. Ramon being like, okay, we need more damage. Popping the OC.
Nice.
Finds 1.
Nice.
Finds 2. And
L finished off with a kill there.
Double and L just kind of having an explodey 1v1 on the high ground there, but will be able to go 1 for 1 with the nade.
Love it. I love it. Valpo taking these kind of scrappy fights that they want, and now they're not. I'm gonna knock on wood here. They're not getting picked too early in these fights to make a difference, right? So when you take those fights, right, obviously the Nano was a huge pull on L right there because L was able to finish 1 with it. Even though he got slept at the very end, you take those kind of trades because Kurukugi can drop down. Not having that Ana sleep or anti for that whole fight after that pick was so giant for their backline. As you're gonna see, they are trying to work on this flank now. Yeah, they realize the 5v5 up straight is not going to work. L gets pushed in and the wall. That's going to be huge. Buttercup able to pick the first kill, and then the whole hog pops off. The orbit is, or excuse me, the Juno ult's going to be able to pop off. Double falling a little bit low. Still looking to push them off of this top side, and then Ramon still looking on the corner. The Icicle is going to pop back out. Double is just in the face of him right there, but RJ is going to be able to finish that off. You're trading 1 for 1 again. Kobe still looking in the corner.
Anti's able to find Uzumaki, but no one's there to find the kill, and Buttercup hook, line, and sinker on a CQ9. L is able to find Uzumaki, and there's going to be the cage fight as Kurukugi is just pushing forward, and now the huge cage. Kiriko is just locked in there, unable to use movement abilities, and L's going to find 2.
Good stuff, good stuff. Huge cage right there from Kurukugi, being able to catch 3 of them. L being in the backline as well, had just enough healing to just finish that off. Love to see it. I love to see it.
And I mean, we were talking about this, like, it was very unfortunate, Valpo having to come into the second part and defend it for 5.5 minutes, but when you look at the time, Illinois only has a minute left. Buttercup's hook just short of L. L is going to pop the artillery strike, trying to find so much damage into that short little corridor right now, and Damaged Lex is kind of caught out, forced to use Ice Block, trying to save themselves. Double is alone. The Nano is going to come out onto Buttercup though, which is going to be a lot of point blank damage. L is able to find Double though, which is absolutely massive. Buttercup hooks in Kurukugi, able to find the kill. CQ9 manages to get Uzumaki with the nade. And now the Blizzard's coming out. Buttercup gets the kill on Era J. And now the Nano's coming out onto Ramon. Ramon's going to be fighting the OC as well. But they get frozen. Oh, but
Nice!
it doesn't matter, and they're able to find another.
Let's go,
Now
Ramon!
Buttercup is trying to
Let's
push him
go!
back, but CQ9
That's what I'm
misses him
talking
out.
about!
And it is all Ramon right now.
That's
Woo!
what I'm talking about. Huge nano at the end, being able to finish it off. The quick flick right there. You got 15 seconds left on the clock, so I think Illinois is going to try and just roll out as quick as they can here, but Valpo is at least able to reset up again. Yeah, you got 10 seconds. You have the Doomfist coming out. Here comes Damage Alex hopping on the Junkrat. Junkrat hopefully going to fall pretty low here. Jump into the corner. 2 seconds. 1 second left. 0 seconds. And nobody's
touching.
That's what I'm talking about, Valpo. Let's go.
Valpo ties it up 1-1.
Woo! That's what I like to see. A crazy clutch hold. 5 minutes left on the clock and clicking together. Yeah. Double put on, again, another MVP performance, but Valpo put it together at the very end how they wanted to take those fights. Although it wasn't like my first idea on how they wanted to counter the comp, they literally just kept telling themselves, I just need to play better. I just need to play better. I just need to play better. They eventually said it enough that I think it finally clicked for them and they put it back.
They were like, hey, we just need to kill Pharah. We just need to kill Pharah. And
Yep.
eventually what happened? They started killing Pharah.
Love it. I love it. Especially because they just couldn't find those picks at the end, right? They kept going on flanks. Double kept pulling, but Double then consistently went 1 for 1. Everybody would trade their focus because Kirakuki had enough healing on Mauga to just sit there, right? You could look away from Mauga for a couple of seconds and he won't die, right? So I think that's the whole idea behind what they were putting together, and it worked out well. Valpo, as I change the score here, going to be able to go up to tie up this lead 1-1 here.
And I mean, we were just talking about this. Like, yes, they take the first map, and like, yes, it's unfortunate, but I mean, a best of 3, a best of 5. No, this is a best of 7.
Yep.
You have, I'm not gonna say all the time in the world, but you have so much time.
Please, not all the time
to
in
just
the world.
no, we don't have time for that. But I mean, it's a best of 7. You can afford to take a round just to be like, okay, what do we need to change? What are they good at? You know, who's going to be the carry here? And I think Double has made a name for themselves. I think they're going to be public enemy number 1. As Valpo is just like, okay, we kill Double and we are able to win the fight.
Yeah, you gotta shut this guy down. But
No, yeah.
Valpo started shutting him down there, so we're gonna have to see what Illinois wants to pull out here. But we are going to take a slight break, and we'll catch you guys at the start of Game 3. And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for the start of our NECC Academy Overwatch NECC Finals here. I'm your host, Diadem. I'm here with my co-host.
Sal Sushi.
Had to say NECC twice because you know how solid it is. We are pushing onto a push map here. Spectator options are in my face. I do not care. we are immediately locking in. It looks like we're going to have mirror comps from last game. Both teams are really stubborn. I'm going to be honest with you. But by most of these games, we'd see some kind of more like swaps after a 1-1 series. But these guys are running the comps back exactly.
Both
the only
teams
difference
are
is Buttercup.
No, yeah, both teams are like, you know what? It was working, so.
It was my bad we lost that round.
No, yeah, like if I just do better, we will win this one. Is
Based.
what every team is saying.
Based, honestly, you just play your heart out. That's all you can ask in these kind of finals. But moving on to a push map, right? I think Valpo's comp is a little bit favored because you're playing on such more of a volatile objective where you have a lot more like kind of solo fighters and a lot more of range, at least on your team. So I think at least going around these corners, I can still see the Pharah though. I think Pharah has benefited from a lot of these maps having a ton of verticality that we talked about the first couple of times. So I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but we are literally at a stalemate right now. I know every time I say that, something happens. I'm so happy.
Let's go, Ramon!
Yeah, pull the trigger right there. Gonna pick off Mercy as well. L finishing off the kill right there. You have Mercy, Pharah in the back. Brother. Oh. You take it, Simon. You take it. I got too much energy.
CQ9 able to finish off Buttercup. Kirokuki able to kill Uzumaki, and right now it is all Valpo. Ramon pushing forward, able to find the kill on the double, dropping low, but managing to get the health gear that he needs. And right now it is all Valpo pushing forward, and that was a massive kill by Ramon as well. Able to find that pick, and now double staggered. That being said, though, Double has been dealing so much damage. They've been building this barrage so fast, and they already have it again. But CQ9 pumping out that healing, already has Nano. Ramon dropping relatively low again. I think they've tagged Ramon as kind of an issue. That Anti and Wall coming out, trying to kill Kirokuki, but he's able to charge past it. Era J is going to be popping the Ray, but so much damage is coming out. Leon is going to be able to finish off Kirokuki, and now Valpo does not have a tank, and they're trying to back up. Buttercup finds Era J. L is dropping very low, and so is CQ9. Ramon does get Anti. Buttercup finds L. Double finds CQ9. Double gets Double. And you know, props to
sorry, that was a good one. No,
yeah. And you know, props to Illinois. They even with something as, you know, I mean, I consider Juno's Ray to be terrifying. So, and that was a Ray boosted Malga, but Illinois did not let that stop them. They saw the angle and they were able to push off of it, and you gotta give them props to that.
I think you're still fine ult economy wise because you can see L immediately dropping ult right there. Look for this Ana in the backline, not going to be able to find it. Still going to have to push, so that is one ult down. You do have the anti on Alex though, so he is going to shield and just cleanse that back up. You have the overclock on Ramon ready to go as well. You're just kind of pushing the corner. There's the grab. You're going to try and push up with Kirokuki to create some space because L's going to get the first pick. Clears into the backline's not going to do that much as Double is forced to push around the corner here. Leon now off the Mercy as well, just trying to counter this Ana here. Give yourself a little bit of cleanse at least on the antis that CP9 is throwing because he's been nailing them as well.
No, yeah.
So you're still going to have a push here.
So much
this
damage
is favoring
pumped,
Valpo. Yeah, Double is on the right side though. Yeah, there's the open up as well, but L is immediately going to finish it. That's a huge thing Valpo's been doing recently. Anytime Double gets one kill or pushes, he is trading 1 for 1. That is always going to be worth in your favor when you build a comp around this, and especially with how strong Double has been performing and kind of carrying this team right now. If you go 1 for 1 with the DPS carry, we'll take that because Kirokuki
and there's the cage. Finding
the cage is going to be opened. He's still pushing from the side. CQ9 getting chipped in the backline. Not going to be able to find though. Buttercup finds the first kill. Buttercup finds a double kill right there. And now Valpo is going to be just forced back here. 27 health on Kirokuki. It's not going to do much. Buttercup looking for the kill here. Kirokuki probably just going to drop. CQ9 trying to keep him alive for as long as possible. And he is going to stay alive at the cost of Ramon. Ramon is going to fall though.
Double is wrapping around the whole time. And double swapping off of the Pharah, going onto this soldier, being like, hey, they are running double hit scan now. They are countering. And I'm not gonna lie, Double right now is putting up work right now. Leon is just in L's face, pumping out so much damage, dropping out very low, but they are able to get the save. And
yeah, I mean, red alert, he is off Pharah.
Yeah.
He's on a different character, figure it out,
He can play more than one, I repeat.
But no, we're gonna push back to the side. L immediately gonna drop this ult again.
Dropping
Again,
the
looking in
airstrike.
this backline, holding that shot here for the last kill
Ooh.
there. Not gonna be able to find it on honor though. The shielding's gonna be enough, and Double
And
just
Double
has
is flanking.
flanking the backside here. Grenade's gonna be able to trade it though. You are going 1-for-1 again. I think that's good for Valpo. Although L is gonna have a closer respawn just due to the nature of where this point is.
Oh.
The power up on Kyokuki, but he's going to hit the wall, not going to be able to swerve this around the corner. Whoa, whoa. It still have the backside. That was the worst. I'm honestly going to mute myself. I'm going to mute myself. That was the
Man.
worst one I've said like in years, I'm going to be honest with you.
Ramon is able to find the railgun kill on a damage flex. Double has just been flanking this whole time, and Double does find the kill on a CQ9, but Ramon able to immediately trade it for the railgun with the railgun kill onto Double, and right now Valpo is just pushing forward very steady, trying to get the lead back. Illinois was able to push it rather far though, and Buttercup does have grab. Double's about to have visor. Ramon does still have his OC though, and there's the grab. Era J trying to counter it with the Ray, but massive anti coming out, and it is all Double right now. Double with the getting triple, and
I mean you pop visor right there, right? You blow a lot of ult economy, especially with grab. You're still ahead, right? Just by a teeny bit. Valpo is not in a worse spot right now. I feel like you pop 2 ultimates right there. You have the Rip Tower coming out, but Ramon already has overclock. I think it's just Ramon's been holding on to this overclock for a minute now, if I'm not incorrect.
No, yeah, Ramon's had overclock for a little bit. I think it's just he's trying to find the moment when it can maximize damage, but in doing that, these fights have just been so fast that he's not quite able to find the angle that he wants.
There we go.
Oh, but
there we
there's
go.
the OC coming out. The anti is going to find L and Kyokuki. Ramon dropping very low, and that's going to be the gates, and Uzumaki is going to be nanoing Buttercup. The sleep does find Buttercup, and they're trying to back up. Double does find Ramon. Double's dealing so much damage right now, standing still with the bubble, and they're not able to get the kill. Leon finding 2, AJ and Ellen. It is still Double.
Oh
Leon able to find 3, and Buttercup finishes off Kyokuki. Leon finding 4.
Yeah, Leon with a quadra kill. Leon, you're my favorite. You're my favorite video game character. You're one of my favorites, man. I love Resident Evil 4. Can you stop killing our team, please?
Oh, Valpo maybe not quite able to find the contest, and that is a full push map for Illinois.
That was a quick one too.
Yeah.
Valpo immediately they kind of swapped out. We're outnumbered. Thank you. Double just swapping off right there.
Oh,
but
and
yeah,
there's Leon.
Leon with the play of the game. I respect that. You have it was just this push in the back line. Gonna be able to find these right clicks is so huge.
A little bit of last hitting, but
help. Yeah, a little bit of damage help. I wasn't gonna say it. I'm glad you said it. Being honest, though.
I mean, yeah, I'm just calling it like I see it. But you know,
hey, listen, we both play support here in the.
Yeah,
we get it. We get it. It looks good.
We know how it is.
We know how it is.
I
respect that. I respect that. But no, it looks like University of Illinois going to be able to go up 2-1 in this series right now. And while I change this score, I mean, biggest takeaways from that game, you'd say?
I mean, I think the biggest thing we were talking about was the swaps. Right now, Valpo found what works against Double's Pharah, and Double has the biggest target on their back. But Double switched to Soldier, and they were showing, hey, I know how to play hit scan too. And that Soldier was putting in work. The tracking was really nice. But I think the biggest thing that Valpo has to look out for is Double's flanks.
Yeah.
I was noticing this on Pharah as well. Double is very aggressive with the angles they like to take, but also in doing that, if you can trade Double like 1-for-1, it can be absolutely massive.
Yep.
But you cannot leave them alone, or they will just find your whole backline.
Yeah, I completely agree. Legitimately, these fights have been won and lost off of Double flanks, right? They win the flank. They win the fight off of Double getting kills out of the flank. They lose the fight because Double dies on flank. There is not a world where anybody. It is a rare occasion when one of the backline drops or Buttercup drops first, right? It is always either Double dies first or Double wins the fight.
No,
like
yeah.
that is it, and it's not like you have to. It's not like you have to find him in a crowd. He is presenting himself to you. He is walking solo around the corner. Shoot him! Shoot him! I love it. I love it. I love when players get aggressive like that because it gives not only us an angle right? But it's also so interesting to see players with confidence like that, being able to just walk in and put in work because he's been putting in work.
Oh
you,
yeah.
you pair that with Leon's Kiriko that's been jumping in the back line. Valpo definitely really needs to pay attention to these flanks, just like Simon was saying.
And
So,
that whole time as well, Buttercup on the Zarya just always having a bubble up for double.
yep.
Just
Yeah.
whenever they needed it. There were a few times double was able to just stand still on that front line, just soaking damage with that bubble. And yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot to do for Valpo. This is not I just watched the 3-minute stomp and I have no clue what to do.
Yeah.
Right? There's a very clear answer here for Valpo, and they can answer it 5 different ways.
Yes.
Right? So definitely no doubt in Valpo right now. Best of 7 game, right? 1-2 series. You know you can put up a game win. You know you can put up the numbers. You've won a couple of spare rounds as well. So just put it together and let's move into game 4 here. So we will catch you guys at the start of game 4. We're going to take a slight break here, and we'll see you guys in a second. And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for the start of our Game 4 here at this Valpo NECC Finals. Overwatch versus Illinois-Springfield. I'm your host, Diadem. I'm here with my co-host,
Sal Sushi.
and we are bringing the energy all day, every single minute of this game here because we are hopping in within a really aggressive comp.
Yeah.
We are swapping it up. We were talking about the venture off stream. We're talking about switching up the hit scan a little bit, just trying to get a couple of more angles, especially you have to answer this soldier. So get a little bit of dive going, get a little bit of invulnerability play, a little bit on the flank heavy side, and I think we're sitting hard because you're gonna see Buttercup trading off his usual tanks to pick up this Reinhardt here, probably just the support with a little bit more team fighting, so that soldier has that cover.
No, yeah. Ramon going for the Venture and L going for the Tracer. This is a very aggressive dive, and I really like it. Mostly just because something that I feel like has been lacking with Valpo's gameplay has really just been the fact that they don't have access onto the backline. It was a beautiful boop just to deny the charge. Anti does come out into CQ9 and Era J, but they're not able to find anything off of it, and it is going to be Illinois who gets first capture. Oh, trying to turn onto Kiro Cookie. Charge does find. Double gets the kill onto L. Buttercup dropping down to half, but immediate healthcare coming out. Now Buttercup is walking forward, trying to find the damage.
You gotta be careful around this charge, right? You have the Reaper on the backline as well. Kiro Cookie just looking to push him off a little bit. You have the healing, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Ramon gonna be able to bounce up and knock him, but the hammer just going to land on 3 of them. 2 fall. Ramon's the only one left in the backline. CQ9 drops as well. Valpo gets cleared out in this very first fight.
No, that whole time, Leon and Uzumaki, I mean, look at their ult charge. All that healing is coming from just Buttercup, and it's allowing Buttercup to just push forward and swing, which allowed them to build Shatter so fast, but also allowing Leon and Uzumaki to build their ults this fast. Because on the side of Valpo, all they have is Annihilation.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you're sitting at a spot where you have the gates open as well. They're just going to try and push to the side. This is going to kill another push right there.
Oh, and the nano.
First. Yeah, and that's going to be Flashpoint. Valpo didn't even get to contest that because you're getting shut out again. I mean, this Illinois team is just a completely different team than what we saw Game 1 and Game 2. They have fully taken the tempo of this series, and they are just pushing it because the anti right there is going to stop any kind of healing. Not going to be able to drop that for CQ9, only the damage going off in Valpo. Still staggered here with 10 seconds going into this Flashpoint.
I mean, I would argue, though, I think Flashpoint, at least in my personal opinion, along with maybe some of the push maps, can be a very volatile game. I mean, it's not unheard of to just, you get 2 points and then the enemy team just captures and you're just permanently staggered for the rest of the map, and before you know it, they have 3 and you've lost. So, I mean, it's definitely not going to be unheard of for Valpo to make this comeback. Era J does pop gates as Valpo tries to push onto point. Leon dropping down to half, forced to swift step out. Buttercup dropping down to halves. The sleep is going to land onto Kiro Cookie. There won't be a charge though. Era J able to finish off Buttercup, and now it is all Valpo as they try to move forward off of this pressure. Kiro Cookie does find a kill on Uzumaki, and now the remaining members of Illinois are kind of scattered as they're trying to make their way out. Kiro Cookie's pummel is going to be able to find Leon.
Great fight.
For the first time this map, we will see Valpo on the board.
Really good job holding ults as well there too. You opened up gates and you gave yourself an opportunity to just charge up a little bit.
No, I really love this from Valpo. I mean, we kind of saw this with the varsity team, but it's nice to see the academy team kind of showing the same. Just, they already have the advantage. You don't need to use any more than that.
No,
and
exactly.
You really love to see that.
So you can see they are capturing on this Flashpoint. You're at 60%. You have a lot of ults to pop as well. So it's realistically, if you can just get your ults down to secure this objective, I think you're going to be in a good spot. But Ramon drops way too quick, just gets stuck on
Buttercup.
The corner. Really nice, really nice combo right there from L. Going to drop the ult right after the Wraith form, dodging the hammer, and then just working in this backline. There you go. Kirakuki's E going to be able to finish off that kill. L dropping really low, but has another Wraith form right there. Era J going to pop off with another kill here. Era J just going crazy on this objective here. That's multiple kills in these 2-3 fights that we've had that have completely swept these games with these headshots. So huge kills there.
Yeah, Era J being like, you know what, Leon, I can do that too.
Yep.
And It's really nice to see, you know, support's getting some of the action. Double going back to what they know, swapping off of the soldier. I'm not gonna lie, a really nice swap. As frustrating as far is to face, you know that Valpo has a Venture and Reaper, which is already a really low range DPS, and Valpo really just wants to look to kind of deathball. They want to keep the fight close, but if you can't get on top of this Venture now, or if you can't get on top of Double's Pharah, they're just gonna be free firing the whole time.
Yeah,
Kirokuki dropping very low. There's the Annihilation immediately met by Leon's Gates. The anti is going to come out. Kirokuki just perma blocking. The Nano is going to come out onto Buttercup though. And Buttercup is just permanently trying to deal damage to Kirokuki. But they are just blocking non-stop damage. Lex is going to be driving the Death Blossom. Only able to find Ramon. And now Kirokuki's Annihilation does end. But they were able to delay so much damage. But Valpo will not be able to push up. And Illinois is going to be able to get this first caps. L able to find their one, able to win the 1v1, assert the Reaper dominance. AirJ is going to be opening up the gates as they push forward, trying to take control of this high ground. Kirokuki popping arms, pushing forward. Suzu. Leon forced to use Suzu and TP, and there's Kirokuki able to find Leon, and Ramon is going to be able to pop the TikTok shock. AirJ able to find Uzumaki, Kirokuki able to find Buttercup. And right now they are very low, but Double is still alive. Double able to find CQ9, but Kirokuki able to finish it.
That's what I'm talking about. Really, really nice fight. Although they dropped 43%, you're able to at least stay alive. You're going to have 2 ults coming up for the side of Illinois, but that is kind of the put-together comp that we want to see, right? Like that death ball that you were talking about is so huge for them, just using momentum to push onto this point, and they are taking it really well.
But you do love to see that, though. I mean, like, even if it costs you some ults, you get onto... Oh, there's the Shatter.
And you're still holding this ult in the back line, though.
Yeah, massive Death Blossom!
That's what I'm talking about!
Find the point! It is all out right now!
That's what I'm talking about!
Finishes off the last 2 with Pummel, and that is a team kill for Valpo!
Huge Wraith form, dodging the hammer strike, right? Being able to push to that side, hold it for a little bit, dodge that barrier, and just drop it on the back
Al
line.
has done that twice now. Buttercup being like, okay, I've been styled on a little bit too much. Swapping off of the Reinhardt, going back to what they know, going for the Zarya. But... I mean, Valpo is still ticking up. They're at 97, 98, 99. Nice. And no one on Illinois is able to touch. Damon's Lex dropping very low. The Vortex dealing damage. Raymond trying to find the angle. Able to get some poke, but... I mean...
You're pushing the back now. I mean, you have a... you have 2 ults coming up here, right? It's going to be a little bit down. Again, you're still playing with a lower economy than Illinois is, but you've been using the ults before Illinois can really drop them, right? They haven't been comboing as hard as you are, and we've been saying this the whole series. Valpo is the stronger team fighting team, right? Yes. We've seen this in a lot of their series, but Illinois has been so much better at getting those kind of picks and keeping those 1v1s alive, right? So when they can take the game into their hands, they want to take those ones, but Valpo is doing a really good job at not letting that happen as the gates open. The sleep going to happen as well. Kirokuki's still holding onto the ult. You're going to be able to pop the ult from Ramon. Ramon finds the first one in the back line. Looking for the second one. Reaper on the side. Looking for the kill on Reaper. The melee not going to be able to hit. The healing is a little bit too much, but you're just going to jump back up and finish off that kill. The second one, the Suzu's going to be huge, and Valpo with their first capture of this objective after 18% of Illinois.
And you love to see the way that Valpo stabilized. I mean, the first point was a little dominant from Illinois, but after that, Valpo was like, okay, we know what we need to do. They've been making their adjustments, and I mean, it's like we've kind of been saying before. I mean, even if you're down ults, if you use your ults better, like we saw with L's Death Blossom, it can just be so impactful. But that being said, Illinois is pushing onto this point with 4 ults now. Kirokuki does have Annihilation. That's going to be the Annihilation coming out. So much damage is coming out. The Barrage is going to be used.
Nice!
But not enough damage as Kirokuki blocks, and the Annihilation is going to be...
Light it up!
Is going to be finishing off Uzumaki, pushing on to Leon, and will find the kill. L gets their one.
That's what I'm talking about. Huge ult right there. You know, like you said, you had the 4 ults coming up. You pop it first, and you push forward. You do not let them combo their ults. You just go forward. You did lose CQ9, but you dropped 4 of them in response, right? That is exactly what you need. Valpo, 95%. They're going to have to try and stop. There's the Nano early right there. They just have to try and push onto this point.
Nano and Coalescence coming coming up.
But
Buttercup
Erite
uses grab.
gets one,
Oh!
Kirakuki gets the second, and L gets the third with the bomb. Buttercup, the only one left on point. Overtime ticking away. See if anyone can test.
And it
but
is
they
all
can't.
Valpo!
And Valpo taking up the game 4 here. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you just love to see it.
Whew. No, that's huge. Valpo being able to take this flashpoint on New Junk City, right? You're not dealing with the verticality you have been these last couple of maps. You're not dealing with the flanks you've been finding these last couple of maps. You are just team fighting, and that is what we're seeing. Kirakuki with this play of the game here, very well deserved. L or Kirakuki both deserve this one, as that was huge plays coming from both of them.
I mean, I have no idea who picked this map, but like I don't know which team, but I will say a massive part of this is that I think that's something that Valpo really likes to do is they really like their team fights, but they really also prefer this kind of brawly style. And I mean, you clearly saw that with the characters they were picking. I mean, you had the Reaper, the Venture, the Ramatra, and by picking New Junk City, it's kind of this map that has a lot of corners and it has a lot of kind of close rooms, and it's kind of making it so that double on this Pharah, they can't get the distance they need. There's not enough airspace, and because of that, Valpo is able to find their picks.
Yeah. No, you've been killing it with the analysis, because that's pretty much what I was thinking as well. It's that kind of space that you can create, right? You talked about a death ball comp in there as well. The kind of plays and the ults that you were throwing down as Valpo loved those confined spaces, and that's what they've been playing with this whole season. So you give them an angle to play that, you give them the space to play that, and you don't have to deal with doubles flanks. It's a good day. But Valpo going to tie the series up 2-2. Heading into game 5, but we will take a slight break here in the booth as we wait for them to load up, and when they load up, we will catch you guys at the start. And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, for the start of our Game 5 of this Valpo Academy Overwatch NECC Finals versus Illinois-Springfield. I'm getting really good at saying that line because, again, this is the 5th time we said it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm your host, Diadem. I'm here with my co-host.
So, Sushi.
And we are moving on to Route 66. Daytime, to be specific, right? Give yourself a little bit of a longer sight line. We're going to have the Ana coming back out. Going to have the Kiriko coming back out. And we have the Sojourn combined with L's Reaper. I think L is just feeling it on Reaper right now, especially after that last round. I mean, hey, when you have the hot hand, you let him shoot.
No,
right?
yeah.
Do not take the ball away from L's hands if he's going to be lighting it up, because he definitely is. As you see, he's taking that aggressive high ground right there. D.Va immediately going to push to that top. It's kind of the strength of having D.Va on this Route 66 is you really want to push people off that high ground, make them uncomfortable around these edges. You don't want them to have those sight lines, but right now we're going to see these supports kind of just this setup in the back line is exactly why you take these kind of longer ranges.
And something I wanted to point out was that Buttercup is on D.Va.
Yep, yeah.
We hadn't seen this before, but not just that. Double was also on the Widowmaker earlier, and I think they were just looking for a pick, but they're already swapped back to Sojourn, and Damage Lex is teleporting super aggressively, trying to find their one. CQ9, the nade will find its mark and does get the kill onto Damage Lex. Kiro Cookie taking damage right now, trying to block, and we're just kind of back to neutral. Very nice pick by Valpo. But Buttercup's missiles will be able to find L.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscalculation on the damage there, and that's going to force him to back up. As you're going to see, Sojourn coming in topside. The Suzu's going to be huge, but a quick bounce from CQ9 is going to be able to pick up at least one kill on double here before they get pushed off this side. All that's left is Kirakuki up in this corner. He's not going down without a fight, though. He finds the first one. 85% on the ult here, but I don't think you have enough healing to get to that point, as you are going to drop. All that's left is L walking back, but now Valpo is just going to give this first objective.
Yeah,
or actually, you don't have to, do we?
Or will they? We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. I think you either full go right now or you don't go at all. Yeah, Ramon's just got to get out.
No, that was very interesting though by Buttercup, Leon, and Uzumaki. While Valpo was taking the high ground, they knew what they wanted. They were trying to keep those sidelines open. Buttercup and both of Illinois supports were flanking the whole time. And you were dealing with the Sojourn in the front, only to get a D.Va and the supports in the back, and I mean, yeah.
No, you're gonna see, there's the Reaper flank again, almost getting one shot right there. The Railgun Juno combo just almost ripped him apart, but now you're just playing on this front line. Hopefully, Ramon can find some pop shots here, trying to look for something around this corner. Any kind of shot or any kind of pick is huge, but there's immediately the D.Va bomb gonna pop up to the side, and it finds RJ. It might just be a mistiming because they're going to immediately pop right off that. The coalescence in the back line is going to be a quick sweep right there. Leon getting the corner, and all of Valpo fall. All that's left is CQ9 jumping to the side, gets the health back, but it's not going to be enough. Valpo getting pushed back again. Going to have to fight for this very last objective.
I mean, the biggest thing that you could really see was just the ult difference. I mean, Buttercup, Leon, Double, and Uzumaki all had ults before anyone on Valpo had theirs, and I mean, when you are down ults, you just it's not impossible, but it's so hard to win fights. And I mean, Double's gonna pop the OC. Buttercup was just Buttercup was just defense matrixing that whole corridor, just making sure that they can't touch. And Illinois is going into this last checkpoint with almost 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's fine though. You pop the overclock, right? Although you gave the checkpoint, you're at 436, and I'm gonna be honest, we saw this in game 2.
Yeah, we held that for 5.5 minutes.
We are legit almost exactly back to square one here, and we saw how that went because CQ9 throws a quick little shot in the corner, gonna be able to find that kill on Reaper, and then the gates open as well. They're going to push back to the side, going to force the D.Va back. Still have the Zarya shield up and available. You do have the counter pick. I like this, right? Valpo is not wasting any time counter picking this, right? You were going into the dive comp, you're going into the D.Va, just pick the hardest D.Va counter, but RJ and Ramon get dropped off to the side, just pushed up a little too hard, and you have the Graviton almost ready to be popped. Yep, there it is. Going to be able to catch Baby D.Va there. We're going to see if the healing is enough, and it is going to be enough with both of them. Even 100% Zarya can't out-damage that with nobody else there to hit that. As Kirakuki falling down really low, the healing not going to be enough. L still in the back line trying to get some kind of shred. D.Va going to be able to get the mech back. Ramon Ramon in this corner. They are just getting pushed back. Ramon goes underground here. L trying to get healed. The Suzu's going to be big, but Double's going to find the one right click. Leon's going to find the second one. Valpo, 2 fall down. Get pushed to the back line. You have the Coalescence up out of CQ9 for looking on this final push. Yep, there's the Coalescence.
There's the
You're just
Cole.
going to
They
try and
do
shred
not
it
want to
out.
be held here. Kira
There we
Cookie
go.
able to get the kill onto Damage Lex.
That's
Kira
big.
Cookie did die though, so they are back down to 0 charge. There's going to be
there's
the
the bomb.
self-destruct from Buttercup. Oh, and it is going to get Kira Cookie. I don't entirely know how, but L is on the high ground now. Oh, gets faded on and Coalescence on by Leon.
time to pop ult.
CQ9
It's
is
now.
able to find double.
Yep.
There's the visor. Buttercup
Finds
gets the
one.
booster kill on a CQ9. L finds Uzumaki. Buttercup trades back on ARJ. Buttercup finds 3 on L. And there's going to be the tectonic shock
Nice
as well.
dodge.
Raymond is able to
Nice
teammate
dodge,
Buttercup.
Ramon. Nice!
Nice little dive to avoid the death blossom. Manages to get Buttercup. Leon finds Raymond.
1 second
Kira
on
Cookie
shield.
is now charged up, able to find Damage Lex.
Big.
Now Leon is forced to leave.
Good.
And Valpo is still holding on.
Yeah. Give yourself a fighting chance. Right, I know it's real. Oh. Right click right there.
Unfortunate.
The
No,
synchronized coming out of both of us in the casting, but no. Obviously, give yourself a fighting chance, right? That pick, you're going to be back up already, so it's not the worst thing in the world, right? They didn't win any pick off that. Going to put you on this corner, but any kind of hold is worth it here as you have 2 minutes left on the clock. There's immediately the gate's going to be open from RJ, but Double's going to find the first pick in the back line. Still just jumping to the side. Swift Stack going to be able to get you out of there, but that's going to be 2. Both DPS are down for the side of Valpo, so it's up to Kirakuki and the healers. Going to almost try to find one in the back line, but the damage is going to be way too much. CQ9 and RJ, the only ones left. Just going to hop on point, drop yourself a healing orb, try to look for something. Dash around the corner. They can't see you, but they can eventually. They're just going to drop him right there. And Valpo going to lose 3 objectives here. In this first initial push. But not the worst thing.
No.
Not the worst thing in the world. There's the nice thing about Overwatch is this is not League of Legends. Where you go down and it feels unwinnable to play. Going down, you just wipe a clean slate. You're at 0% ult charge across the board. You got an objective to move. Nothing's stopping you now.
No, yeah, and I mean, I mentioned this before. Illinois went into that last point with I think a little bit less than 5 minutes. It was like 450 or something, but Valpo managed to hold on for quite a bit, able to get them down to just below 2 minutes. And I mean, every second that you waste can matter, because that any second that you're able to drain out of the enemy team, that could be the difference between a touch, a full team fight, or anything. But here we're going to be seeing something interesting. It is going to be L on the sim. We saw this a lot with the varsity team. I don't actually know if L is going to be staying sim or if they just want to be able to TP out. Buttercup is going to be pulling out the JQ again, saying we saw on that first map, saying that they like. Uzumaki is going to be on the Mercy. Before it was Leon. Leon's going to be on the Ana instead. Double is going to be back on the Pharah. We know how impressive that can be. They have Uzumaki as their Mercy this time. Kirakuki is going to be on Mauga. And Damage Lex is going to be on the Mei.
No, I like it. Like you said, we're going to see if it's just a rollout or not. But honestly, Sim is not the worst on this map. Because you could just TP. Right? Like, obviously, TP is one of the stronger abilities in the game, just like when you're playing competitively, because it gives you a lot of angles. Now that they, make it instant as well, you can just kind of flash on somebody really, really quickly. But we're going to see, I think he's just going to try and use it to get to that high ground, but they have to just escort around this side. Kirakuki going back to the Mago, which we saw working, but you're going to see the Junker Queen come out of the side of Illinois. And there's
and the TP on top.
Straight to the top side right there. Double getting the Mercy, but it's not maybe going to be enough. Double finds the first one. They are going to trade 1 for 1. That's going to be huge because now
immediate res.
You are looking. There we go. Okay, you find the res, so Double is going to be alone here. Immediately going to trade that back out. Yep, CQ9 is just working on this backside. It's Kirakuki and CQ9 against the world here because the rest of Valpo kind of just got pushed by Buttercup and fell because now they're playing on this high ground and we've completely swapped positions.
No, yeah. I mean, as we saw there, it's this idea in Overwatch that when you play very aggressive, sometimes you just have to trade backlines, and right there, that's exactly what we saw. We saw Kirakuki and CQ9.
The sleep
gets slept out of the charge though, and now the wall's going up, and Illinois is going to be able to find their footing again. Double is dropping, or Double is doing so much damage that they have their barrage again. Buttercup's bleed is going to find L, and Double will find Ramon, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. 2.5 minutes left. They're able to regroup. L they see the Pharah now, and they were like, okay, the sim was interesting, but We
Yeah.
know what worked against the Pharah. They're pulling the soldier back out, and there it is. Immediately dropping double down to half. But that Mercy Puck is just going to keep them right back up.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to shred from the side here, right? Obviously, there's the sleeping Kirakuki get pulled in a little bit. We're going to see if the healing's enough. The wall is going to stop a little bit of healing because there's the solo ult coming out of Double. Double almost falling, though, and not going to be able to get any kills there. And here comes the Coalescence out of CQ9. They are going to try and push forward with this, but L gets hit by a head tap right there. And he's going to drop it. Ramon's going to be able to trade at least one right there. The revive may be coming in, but Mercy can't really find an angle right now, just trying to heal in this backside. Now jumping to the top ropes. Ramon looking for some kind of kill on Double, going to be able to push at least aggressively off this side and finds the right click. There's the Mercy as well, dashing around. Doesn't have revive up at least, or doesn't want to take it right now, and Ramon getting super aggressive right there. That's what I like to see, finishing off Double and being able to push forward on this objective.
Yeah, you love to see that. This gas station is super important to the defense of Road 66, and that's going
Rampage.
to be Nano Rampage coming
Nice
out.
cleanse.
Immediately met by Suzu though, and it's going to be Kirakuki caging, but Double's able to find LCQ.
Nice!
Finds Double. Leon finds Kirakuki. Ramon pops the OC, able to find Buttercup, doing so much damage. CQ9 able to get the kill on Leon. Uzumaki gets the res in the back, and Buttercup is back up, able to barely contest it with only 1 meter left, and Uzumaki is still alive. Valpo being very conscious of this, trying to focus them down.
Nice.
1 HP, CQ9 able to find it. Double is back though, dropping very low. Buttercup able to finish
Nice.
Ramon with the knife.
Let's go, CQ9!
CQ9
That's what I'm
with the
talking
triple,
about.
able to
That's
find
how you
Buttercup.
hold right click. That's how you hold right click. That's what I'm talking about.
And Valpo going into this second checkpoint with 3 minutes left.
And we have chatters as well. Valpo Esports is the big chungus of Overwatch, I feel. So
It is.
Vector, you better drop that sub right now because I said that on stream. I'm holding you to that. I know you in real life, buddy. Better watch out. But Valpo taking first objective with a really, really clean hold as well, like coming out of Illinois. They were trying to put it together, but stringing together those kills. Ramon getting really aggressive in that front line. CQ9 just pumping out the damage. We're going to see they're trying to take this high ground, but Valpo dropping 2 down. That's going to be 2 picks, and that's probably just going to shut out their hold right now. As you're going to have to just try and run back. Yep, that's a whole team kill. Kirakuki the only one left. You just reset. There's not the worst thing in the world, being honest. You get the reset. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Vector. I respect it. Stand on business. That's what I'm talking about.
We see Double swapping off of the Pharah, going back to the Soldier. L immediately sees that, and they're going back to this Reaper. They just want that frontline damage. Uzumaki is gonna have Valk. Lex is going to have the Blizzard, but CQ9 has Cole, and Era J does have Gates. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Buttercup is going to be very close to a Rampage.
And another subscriber from the quote sayer themselves. Thank you, Be the Bee. Thank you. We have 2 subscribes dropping right there, and I think they're powering up Valpo because that's a kill. The Rampage gets pushed off as well. That's going to be 3 kills for Valpo. A huge shove coming out of the side, going to knock off that Rampage. Buttercup just has to reset off the map now. The fight is over.
Yeah.
That was giant coming out of Valpo, being able to displace
boop. I don't even know what boops them, but
I think it was Kirakuki dash.
I might have been. It was beautiful. Leon just forced to use their fade just to back up, and right now Valpo just keeping 3 on. They want to move this card as fast as possible. No one is able to get up to this high ground though, and it looks like they are going to be able to touch. Lex is going to be driving the Blizzard. Double does get a kill on a Ramon. Era J able to trade it back though. Leon, Uzumaki piping the Valk. Leon piping the Coalescence. Era J is going to open up the gates. Does die immediately though. And Kirakuki is going to be caging them inside of this gates, but so much damage is being put through, but they just cannot be able to find any of these kills yet.
Yeah, CQ9 just trying to hold on right there. Kirakuki now the only one left, finds the stomp. Not going to be able to finish off this kill though. This is just way too much healing. I think at this point you just try and take some kind of reset. You have Ramon drop. Kirakuki was able to kill one off burn though. So you at least picked up a little bit.
Yeah.
that's a mental booster right there. But we're going to see, we have a hype train going for the Academy Overwatch NECC Finals. So that's what I like to see. I appreciate you guys.
Love to see that.
But Valpo, 20 seconds left. They really have to fight for this objective here. You have ults coming up, right? L at 80%. Ramon has the overclock, and I think you overclock this early, right?
Yeah.
You just have to try and pop it to create some space, at least force a little bit of pressure. L going to have to be forcing the back line, and if you can find some kind of angle, you look for it, right?
Oh, 5
As L
seconds left.
fights the first kill, and he's TP'd in the back line. He's looking for this kill. Going to be able to stop the Mercy. The Mercy still gets the res off, though, and Double's immediately going to make use of that. Picks up another kill. Kirakuki gets one. Siku9 going to have to just fade out of the background, and the Rampage is going to be able to launch as well. L still right on the backside. Doesn't have the TP up available. Double's going to drop down to try and finish it off. Going to be able to find that. The Rampage kills J, but Kirakuki is still working in this backline. 96% of coalescence, but CQ9 drops before that. Kirakuki just trying to stay alive, not going to be able to find it, and the overtime ticks away. Valpo falling down on this Route 66 here, almost on last point, going to push University of Illinois to 3-2 right now in this series.
Game is going to go to double as Soj.
Yeah, we love to see it. Obviously, Double been playing extremely strong. I think we talked about him enough, honestly, to make up for multiple streams. So it's more so just Valpo getting their back footing. We saw a lot of strong things out of that. So I think Valpo had a really good shot, at least at that very last fights. It was just kind of putting together a couple of plays that just performance-wise, if you do one or two different things, right, a couple of more like hit shots, a couple of different aims, I think you do take that round home. But Valpo just having to shake it off a little bit, obviously falling down 3-2 in the series at the moment.
I think that's something that Valpo's been kind of struggling with thus far, is really just the fact that I feel like at least from what I've been seeing, I feel like time has been their enemy. I feel like I can't really tell if this is a Valpo thing or in Illinois who's been doing a good job with it, but there have been some kind of big staggers, and if you stagger once and then stagger again, that can be like 20-30 seconds before you're fully grouped up. And I mean, just that time alone can be the difference, like we saw there, between being able to touch and regroup and get another team fight. And
Yep. No, definitely. I think that just like you said, time, being able to manipulate your time, right? Sometimes best thing that teams can do is just know when to fight fast, know when to fight slow, right? And it comes down to pretty much like timing ults,
yeah,
right? Like if you know you want to fight fast when you have ult advantage, you know you want to force as much as you can, right? And you know you want to fight slow when you don't have that ult advantage, when you know that important ults are coming up so you can try and bait them out, right? So I think Valpo just taking more advantage of when to speed up, when to slow down, like you said, taking advantage of that time, knowing when that overtime clock is starting to tick, can really help them going into this, because we're going into a game 6, right?
Yeah.
Valpo is now on the edge of the ropes, right? They are one game away from losing this series, so they're going to have to put it together, hit him with something new. Hopefully, if the trend continues, we'll be able to pick up this next match, but we won't see until then. We will catch you guys at the start of this game 6, though. We're going to take a slight break in the booth here while we wait for the game to start up. And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for the start of this Game 6 here of this NECC Finals here at Valpo Academy Overwatch versus University of Illinois-Springfield. I'm your host, Diadem. I'm here with my co-host,
Sal Sushi.
And we are hopping into a comp that we have seen plenty times before from this Academy Overwatch, and one that has won a lot. We are going back to some of our favorites here. We have Ramon on the Venture. We have L on the Reaper. We have Kirakuki on Orisa, which we haven't seen in this series yet, but he does play it. But Ramon just gets hit with a hook early there, and then Double immediately gets a snipe in the back. And although I was saying we were winning, this is not starting out too strong right now. Double going to pop up right there. Kirakuki trying to lay down some damage. Not going to be able to find too much here, so you're going to see two respawning right there from the side. Although you did get one kill, they are going to take pressure on this first map. This Hog, we saw Buttercup play pretty good variety of people here. Doesn't find the TP, doesn't just get that click off fast enough. So you're going to see the hook finishing off another person right there. And gonna finish off Kirakuki. A nice dash though, but Buttercup just finds Ramon in the back line anyways right there. Hog gonna be able to heal through that, and that's just so much damage. In Valpo, it's just getting rolled right now. This is not looking too good.
Yeah, right now, because keep in mind this is 2-3, so this is match point. Right now, Valpo just needs to regroup. They're a little bit staggered, and they know what needs to be done. Double is just shooting pot shots in the back. Buttercup is looking for these hooks. They know what they're looking for now, and Valpo just needs to adapt. Kirakuki is going to be fortifying, getting hooked in, but delays a lot of the damage. Gets hooked again, but there's going to be the Javelin Spear. Perfect Suzu by Uzumaki. Prevents them from getting speared into the ground. Double finds the Dynamite, does light them on fire, getting a little bit more ult charge. Double already 95%, and Double already has Bob. As they're trying to push forward here, L is going to be wraithing onto Buttercup, but Double finds headshots onto both of the supports. Buttercup finds Kirakuki and L. Ramon is barely able to drill their way out, trying to juke the Reaper, and actually it looks like it's kind of working. Yeah. Decides to jump off the map, does not want to stagger any longer than they already have, and
I mean 75%. You really can't afford to kind of use this anymore, right? Like you can't waste any more time on this point. Sorry, don't know why that took me so long to say. It was a pretty simple sentence, I'm gonna be honest. You have the Orisa ult coming up. Kirakuki walking around the corner. The gates are gonna be open. There's the spear right there. Still gonna just try and walk around this side. Leon getting isolated out, gonna have to just shift right on back. Kirakuki now on point here, gonna be able to pull Roadhog in. Roadhog gets Suzu'd out, but he's getting body blocked by L. L dropping the ult just as salt in the wound, I guess. Just screw you, man. You got hooked.
Just you specifically.
Yeah, exactly. And L immediately gonna jump up to the side, trying to look for another kill. Kirakuki just gonna push back, and that's going to be Valpo's first capture of this point. 99%, but obviously Illinois have been holding a lot of their ults for this point.
No, yeah, like right there, I'm not gonna lie, as much as L's ult was used to probably secure the Roadhog kill, I'm not entirely sure it was necessary. And but
there's
we
the
have a
beam.
very
That's good, that's
aggressive
good.
Ray coming down here.
Yeah, drop
As
the beam.
Valpo is just looking to move forward here, but you do have to keep in mind that
Spear.
Illinois does still have 4 ults.
Oh,
And
the hook.
Ramon is going to be
Nice.
popping the Tectonic Shock here, trying to find
Nice.
some damage. Is able to find Uzumaki. The support's barely able to keep them alive. Buttercup driving very low. Will get finished up at Kiryokuki. Damage Lex dropping very low as well. Double just trying to take this off angle, taking pot shots, but won't be able to find anything else.
They do have 5 ults now, but you're maybe going to be able to get Kirikuki ult up before they drop any of them, right? Obviously, this is the rough part. When you're sitting at 99% and you have all 5 ults, it's kind of on the enemy team to choke it rather than you to outplay right now. So you got to just try and pressure something. If you put the pressure on, they have more of a mistake lined up for them. As Ramon finds the first pick right there, that's going to be huge.
And it's double, which is absolutely massive. Ramon able to get out. Buttercup
dashing too. Huge. Nice
Buttercup
pull
does
as well.
Absolutely massive terror surge right now. It drops Uzumaki down to 1 HP. Is able to find the health pack. Ramon trying to push forward, trying to find the damage, but can't quite. Does get hooked in. Leon pops the coalescence. Uzumaki opens up the gates. Buttercup going whole hog right now. Is able to find Kiryokuki. Damage Lex does use the Death Blossom. Is able to find RJ. Leon able to find CQ9. L is able to find Leon. But they are on 99 right now, trying to go for the overtime. L wraithing in, just trying to get the damage, trying to use Death Blossom, but can't get it off before they die. And now it is all Ramon trying to touch, but can't quite.
Unlucky. Yeah. I mean, Valpo definitely just, again, not getting fast enough into that round. Right? Feel like a lot of their stronger fights, not only they weren't like huge ult combos. You know what I mean? Like Valpo wasn't winning a lot of those fights off of multiple ults. It would be 1 ult, 2 ults maybe, right? But it didn't require them the ults to get up in those fights. They just kind of didn't find their footing yet. So you find your footing, you at least get a little bit more aggressive in these fights. I think that you can at least come back because again, this is it. They are 1 round away from elimination here in this final. So it's time to show out right now, Valpo. It's time to go.
Buttercup is going to be opting for the Zarya instead, probably just thinking that you can't get any environmental kills anymore, so they're opting instead. Kiryokuki is going onto the Ramatra instead of the Orisa. And it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a clash here as both of the teams are going to be trying to take this high ground. So much damage is coming through onto Lex, forced to use Ice Block early. Kiryokuki is going to be using arms, forced to block, pushing forward. Ramon coming, breaking out, doing so much damage. L is able to get the kill onto damaged Lex. Uzumaki is forced to sweep Seth out. Ramon is barely able to burrow. And now they're able to get the emerge kill on Leon. Kiryokuki is able to walk forward on Uzumaki. Buttercup is forced to leave now. Most of the team is dead, but it doesn't look like they have any more bubbles. Kiryokuki is able to just walk forward, pummeling. And Valpo with a very nice showing onto the second point and able to cap.
Huge. Yeah, being right there, being able to snap on that engage, especially knowing that, you know, it's such a highly contested high ground, right? That when you kind of hit those kind of huge ults, get that area of effect, and start the fight off by forcing kind of that Mei Icicle, right? Forcing the Zarya barriers out instantly. You're going to have the swap from Zarya as well instantly back to Roadhog. Kind of just swap into what was working. Obviously, Pig Peg down, so going to have to try and push on this point. And a really nice hook right there. Ramon just having to dash through it, not going to be able to go underground in time. And now L trying to play around this corner, and they're going to look like they're going to try and use this to get onto the subjective. Kiryokuki still hanging around this side, getting a couple of punches in. Lex being able to force the Icicle back out, and now you have the ult.
Oh, but there's the Annihilation.
Right now, the Annihilation's coming out. Mei, no CDs down either. Going to be able to pick off 1, 2, fall down for the side of Valpo. But
Uzumaki very low.
Nice.
Ramon able to find the kill. And despite all of that, Valpo is still able to hold on here.
Great hold, great hold. That's what I'm talking about. You hop back to this top side as well. Ramon's still looking around the corner.
And the only thing that they had to use was that Annihilation as well. That being said, Double is going to have Bob. Leon's about to have Coalescence.
I think that you're in an okay spot. It's just this hog. Nice dodge by CQ9. Yeah, immediately just going to walk around this corner, right? Kiryokuki obviously trying to get around this side. Bob. The Bob is thrown into the corner, and then the hook immediately from the side. Kiryokuki trying to block everything he can, but the form just ends a little bit too early. As you're going to see, that's 2 down. It is 2 ults out of the side of Illinois, and now we're kind of seeing a flipped area, or we're kind of seeing a flipped game state from last round, right? Now Valpo has a lot of their ults coming up, right? You have 4 ults coming up here, compared to the 3 that were used last fight to just try and finish that out for Illinois. If you take some kind of push here, I think then Kirikuki gets his ult up back up through the fight, right? It kind of just cascades into one another, and you can take the tempo back in your own hands here. It's really just escorting on this point and being able to wombo it a little bit, right? That death ball has to show up right now.
Valpo does have 4 ults, and
Nice, you can find Leon here.
Illinois was forced to use 3. They went whole hog, used Bob,
Nice
and
pull.
Cole. Oh,
Good shot,
the
L.
dire shot is going to be able to find Leon. Double does find L, but Illinois is down a healer, which is probably more impactful than a DPS. Kirikuki walking forward with this Ray, able to find damage Slags, able to find Uzumaki, and now they're turning on to double. Gets the triple with the Vortex on Uzumaki, and Buttercup is forced to leave. And this is exactly what we were talking about earlier. Double swapping off of the Ashe, opting for the Reaper instead, just going for that raw damage. But, I mean, time is still ticking. AirJ is going to be opening up the gates, and Kirikuki immediately popping arms, walking forward, dealing so much damage. Uzumaki driving very low. L with the Death Blossom, and they could not touch.
Good job. Good job. That's what I'm talking about.
And Valpo ties it up 1-1.
That tempo cascading, right? That cascading ult charge. You use the couple, you're able to just pop beam, right, and walk onto point, which means you had 3 to 4 other ults coming up, right, immediately for that last fight. You pop them all, clear them off point, and Valpo giving themselves another fighting chance, making the corrections they need, but you need to take this one, right? You're not out of the hot seat yet. It is anyone's game right now.
One thing that I've been seeing from both teams is that this initial fight is absolutely massive, because whoever wins it generally has more ult percentage, and that is what generally starts to dictate these fights. Buttercup is going to be swapping off of the Zarya, going for the Junker Queen, and we're going to be seeing Sim from both sides. It looks like for L, it was just to TP his team out and immediately swap back to Reaper, but it looks like Damage Lex is going to be sticking with it. Leon swapping to the Ana.
What is that teleport?
But that being said, they're still able to make it there first.
Yeah, L right there.
Illinois
a couple of shots.
Illinois trying to walk to the right, able to force out L's Wraith, but I mean, Valpo right now just has a very strong footing. The anti is going to land onto Kirikuki and the sleep as well, popping arms, forced to block permanently, trying to find the healing that they need to stay alive. The Symmetra is fully charged right now, able to find the kill on Kirikuki. Double finds the kill on L.
Oh, the Suzu.
The Suzu was absolutely massive, able to keep them alive. And right now it is Double and Leon just pushing forward. The sleep is going to find Era J, but Ramon with the boop is able to keep them off of them until they wake up.
Yeah, Ramon's just playing keep away right now.
Oh yeah, that was a really nice boop.
Era J had a really nice Suzu on the initial what's called biotic grenade that hit on the both of them. She Suzu'd that out, and then Ramon just walks back and plays keep away, although L will lose the ones right there to Double.
I don't know what's been happening. Double's just been dealing so much damage, but already has Death Blossom when everyone else in the lobby is only 50%. Sleep is going to come out, and the anti is going to land on Kirikuki there, just blocking. Not able. Illinois will not be able to find anything else. Turrets are going to come out, going to get immediately broken though. Trying to find some poke damage. Percentage is still racking up. Ring is going to come out as they try to speed on, but you need to be very wary of this Death Blossom. Double drops in, forced to Wraith out. Kirikuki is using arms, trying to walk forward. Does get anti though, and slept. And the bleed is going to get the kill. Ramon trying to dash out. But now that they have no tank, Illinois is able to walk forward. They are going to puck the Tectonic Shock, plus open up the gates. Double's Death Blossom is going to be able to find 2. Buttercup able to get the kill on L. L is able to finish off Uzumaki, and now it is just CQ9. And that is going to be a team wipe.
Alright, 80%. 80%, it's time to lock in, right?
I mean, this is where it is.
Yeah, you got 3 ults coming up.
Both teams are going to have 3 ults. It's going to really be about who can play this better. I mean, we've seen Illinois really likes this Nano Rampage combination, but they're going to have Ray. Oh, absolutely massive anti landing onto the anti. Massive Suzu, though, and no one is antied anymore.
Dude,
Buttercup
L
getting the kill on
There we
Era
go,
J.
that's 1.
L's Death Blossom drops so many.
That's 3!
Able to find 3, both supports plus damage flex. And now they are turning onto the
Make
tank.
it 4, L, let's go!
To get the 4th.
That's what I'm talking about.
CQ9 finishes off Double, and that is the team kill.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's huge right there. Being able to use, again, it was 3 ults to 3 ults. right? The Symmetra ult is coming up here, so that is going to be a little bit annoying because Valpo is completely milked dry out of
Mhm.
percentage. So they are going to have to fight a complete uphill battle right now. But if you want to win this championship, you're going to have to fight that
Mhm.
right now.
I mean, that being said, though, just being able to have um, being able to have the point and knowing that they have time on their side is absolutely massive. It gives them time that they need to build these ults, but all of Illinois is going to be funneled onto this right tick. Hirokuki putting up the shield, trying to dance around it, popping arms, trying to walk forward a little bit. Does get pulled on and slapped, and the whole time this Sim is just charging at them. There's going to be the barrier, and Sim is fully charged right now, walking on
Nice
top
Suzu.
of Hirokuki.
Oh,
And there's the Death
double.
Blossom, finding 3. Buttercup able to find L, and Leon is able to find CQ9. And I
That's
think
gonna be
that's
team
just
kill.
it.
I think that's it. Yeah. Valpo,
Wow.
NECC finals, fall to University at Illinois-Springfield in a close 6 games. Right, that was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth across all these games. But Illinois just finding that final push. GG's all around.
It
L,
is going to
a
be L, though,
bittersweet ending.
with the play of the game.
Bittersweet ending. This is the least we can do is watch. But yeah, Valpo playing extremely strong all season, right? Definitely a really fun showing out of these guys. I know that personally, I really enjoyed watching them, right? There was a lot of things that they did that were extremely fun to watch, right? Again, it's never boring to watch a good team fighting team,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what these guys were. So, although they didn't string together the death balls that they need to in those last rounds, still, I guess I can speak for both of us saying that we're extremely proud of them this
Yeah.
whole season.
Yeah. Absolutely proud. I mean, Valpo, they came, you saw some absolutely amazing team fights, and they were still able to win some rounds. And even though Illinois will be able to take this one 4-2, I mean, the effort that Valpo is putting in, I mean, we saw some absolutely incredible plays. There was some incredible adjustments that were made on the fly, and
Yep.
you know,
No, sometimes all you can do is just adjust and play your game, right? And it doesn't work out all the time, but it doesn't define or cap off this season that they've had, right? Extremely strong playing all the way through finals. Um, Although it didn't work out in their favor, still super proud of these guys. So that is, I think, going to be it from us in the booth today. Thank you guys for all the likes, comments, support, and follows. Thank you for all the interactivity in chat. I know that Simon and I were cracking up a ton being able to read some of your comments and kind of giving you guys the stank face as well, staring at a lot of other ones. You
just a
know who
little
you
bit.
are. You know who you are.
You know
But
who you are.
thank you guys for all the support, and we will catch you guys at the start of our next stream, whenever that is. But if you don't know when that is, or if we don't know when that is, thank you guys for all the support on the seasons. It's been a genuinely amazing Valpo esports season, and couldn't be prouder of any of these teams here. So until next time, I was your host, Diadem. This was my co-host,
Sao Sushi.
and we'll see you guys soon.